I'll see you in the next one. Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing away. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity, that a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Sometimes you just need a drink. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber. A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines. He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Wait, haven't I? Anyway, Rhonda's place just brings back memories. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery, gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Kid better watch his step. He finds the core to the wharf district. Well, down he goes. Down toward the Bastion.
Bastion.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. Blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. Almost like a show.
A lot of time
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall.
The mob didn't spawn when I wanted.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Obviously.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. Core stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the Kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard him pop that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes. Maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. Troublesome scene, to be sure. A few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7, you give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge. I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. The calamity changed everything. Even when the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. Who else could have taken the core? No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up. In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
Yo, Père de Noob. How are you?
So we didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
I'm fine. Well, I hope I'll not rage quit this time because last time
The dead ain't gotta worry about
the
their
game
mess.
unlocked
The
me,
calamity
so
took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close.
failed. Oh no.
The core survives as well. What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't.
Hi, Hans Gruber.
But he
Hi,
says this,
Edrado.
we have to go.
How are you guys?
Please.
Pardon-nous.
He's a proper
No,
gentleman, that
not
man.
a new glitch.
His name is
Well,
Sulf.
last time I glitched the game,
No hiding, he's in
but
Ura.
it's
Folks
not a
like
good
him ain't
glitch.
never been a
It
common
soft-locked
sight in
me,
Ceylon
so
either.
I had to restart a level, and it
He's relieved to
was
see
one
a
of the
living
longest
face or
levels
two.
of the game,
The kid and
so
I introduce ourselves.
it killed my
kind,
run, and I was at minus
both to
40
him
seconds,
and to
so
each other.
I was so hungry
first
I
time.
rage quit. Doesn't
Of
happen a
course.
lot, but sometimes
remember,
yes I rage.
That's why this place is coming together.
And I'm fine,
That's why
Eduardo.
things are gonna be alright. Well, look what we have here. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. There's only one way in the Cinder Brick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. While windbags, young and old, keep fighting for the fort. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Cinder Brick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right.
Failed.
Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works.
Okay.
Kid ain't afraid of getting burned. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds.
It's okay, I didn't fail
And now ain't
enough to
nothing
kill
left
my
for
runs.
nobody down at Cinder Brick Fort.
It's okay.
Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Oh wow. That's why I know I
The
really can't beat
gods,
my PvE.
they're
It's because
all
I've
undone.
done a lot of mistakes.
Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, Bull. Well, the gods are long gone now. And the Orchard Core is long gone too. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow at least. Kid don't need favors from the likes of Pith. Must have been guarding that shrine. Popping windbags is hard enough. The gods can make it even harder. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo.
No, on this game, like Red Buddha said, we don't know why, but all the loadings are the same. The world record holder, LawyerDog, tried with SSD and things like that. There's no
The
difference.
Langston River flowed free and wild. till the
So
calamity
that's
kicked it
why
all
we
up.
don't time the...
Maybe all that water just grew weak
The
and
loadings.
flew off. Riverbank swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. She sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just
Oh,
another
you do?
windbag to those guns.
It was snowing a few minutes ago. Now it stopped, but
Just then, the
I was
windbags notice
surprised
who she's
because
sailing with.
never snows here, but well, it snowed.
They try to cut her off.
I have to say that if I mostly speedrun PC games, it's because I have a great PC.
They try to slow her down.
And how come you don't have snow? I live really
They
at
try
the
to
south
knock her out.
of France, so it really don't snow a lot here.
Well, Weepin' Nelly tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. He finds Weepin' Nelly raring to go. Turns out
This
she's
is
got a special
fucking
set of
really
eyes
good.
when the water's getting rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Traffic think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these.
Dralo, je suis Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, moi, tu vois, donc quand il neige ici, c'est pas normal. J'habite à Aix-en-Provence.
Security skiffs keep on coming.
It never snows here, but sometimes it happens.
Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. The windbag's getting even better out here. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising.
She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country. They want that core real bad. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the bars back there? Not even once.
Oh, wow!
Wasn't close. You
I
should
never
remember.
knew he could say not even once. So that means I need a really
Why go
perfect
across the
Longstone
blood?
River. No foul.
Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
Hi, Defragger. How are you? Oh, fuck. Oh, twice. Seriously. I'm fine. Oh, come on. I want to do that jump. Ah. Okay, I'll not try it and save time, because last time I tried it twice and I lost a lot of time. So I'll just do that, because this one is pretty much faster to do.
Well, no point explaining what happens next.
It's really not
Suffice it
optimal.
to say, kid ain't coming home empty.
I could have done way
and
better, but
Besides, it's like the song goes.
I don't want to
They'll be
try
here
the
before
escape
too
again,
long.
because if I failed it, I would have lost a lot of time. If I do that, I
We darn
save
near
a little
celebrated when the kid
bit of
got
time.
back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow her again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
Like I said, it's really not
The
optimal.
wild
I can
alone.
win 30
They
seconds
ran
on
by.
my last plate. And I'm
Place
not
is so
joking.
raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He
Okay,
digs
don't
his
fail,
way
don't
out of
fail,
the
please,
clearing,
don't fail.
but the wilds won't let him go without a fight.
Wow,
When
okay.
the kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. He's anxious to get back. After all,
I'm fine,
he's
the
got the
cargo.
final core. His journey's over, right?
I don't remember if I
Well, no.
answered you or not.
It ain't.
Uh,
Not by a long
I'm too focused on my run for once.
Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The Calamity failed, he says. But I will not.
What's up, Allfair? How are you?
And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
Binding of Isaac. If you don't speedrun that game, it's okay. But
After
if you
Zolf's
try to
little
speedrun
episode,
that game, I think
Kid
it's a
sets
bad
off in
idea.
search of shards. First stop, Jaws.
Binding of Isaac is a good game,
You'll
but
get
for
lost in that
speedrunning,
bog, I told the
I
kid,
think it's
and I
really
won't
bad.
be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses
I was
of
pretty
course
sure you
medicine.
can't fall here, but yes,
Shame
you can.
the only place to
If you're
fill that
too fast
prescription
enough.
is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone.
Yeah, but you know, Hans, there's a lot of people who speedrun Isaac.
Wherever he
I don't know
is,
why.
somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. I'm Zolf of Ligura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Did anybody
I
else
never
survive?
beat it, Mom.
Peckers,
I always
pumpkins,
fail.
wallflowers,
I'm really bad at this game.
cushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out. Kid succeeds where the Calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ron?
Okay, pretty good Johnson Bug
Our
right
story's
now.
supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's all right, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull, his friend. He's come undone too. He sees what's left undone.
I should try to finish Binding of Isaac, but
Near lost my train of thought just thinking about that place.
I don't know.
The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket.
I'm not in love with this
Never
game.
heard of
I
the
hate
lung
random
blossom.
things.
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind.
Binding of Isaac is too much
Disgusting
randomness for me.
things.
So
Mother only knows what happened in the bog.
I don't
Kid
play it
never
a
much
lot.
cared to speak of it.
And I'm bad, okay, I assume I'm bad at Binding of Isaac, so...
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
Wow, this is really going good.
Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested.
Let's hope I will
This lagoon.
not softlock the game
Many a tale
again.
folks used to scare their children straight originated here. They used to think that
Come
ankle
on.
gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair?
Last
You use
time
the kid
I
to bait.
felt
The shard sitting
when
in plain view.
I think there was a trigger, something triggered.
Now she's coming for him.
So there
She's got
was
nowhere else to
an
go.
invisible wall,
She's starting to get annoyed.
and I couldn't
After
go
all that, kid
talk
let
to
the ankle
someone
gator go.
because I should be in the zone where the guy is,
Hope
but
Queen Anne
because I
don't mind us
felt
borrowing
I
from the
wasn't in that
treasury.
zone, so
All that
I was
trouble
pretty
for a
much
single
locked
shard.
outside
But you know
of
what?
the good zone,
It was worth it.
and I couldn't do anything.
Seems the gods recommend this
understand
place to all
why
their friends.
They
The next shard
done
should
that.
be farther out there.
It's
in the
dumb to
wild.
put a fucking war here. There's no point of doing that, but except locking me to beat my and
Know how
preventing me to
Zealandia
beat my
became
PB.
the richest city
It's
in the world.
at the end of this
Two
level where
words.
I got
Point
soft lock.
Lane. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. Whole place shut.
I'll show you where.
The Grand
Sure.
Rail of Point Lemaine. Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. The Army's triggers once had the place on lockdown, just as long as it can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. The Grand Rail's all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by.
I think I failed. Oh no.
Of course, the Grand Rails seemed much more fighting in bygone times. It was right here that Zolf's forefathers decided to mix it up. The Zealandian War.
So the
50
little
years ago.
trick here
Doomed to
is
happen again.
it's-
Okay, so maybe we didn't get
it's
that
an auto
sign off
scroll,
on
so
that
I'm
Grand
locked.
Rail
I can't
thing.
go
The rail
far,
must have shook the
but
to the bone down to those those dens.
if I just do
well,
a
the
roll,
rail won't last much
it doesn't
longer.
follow my
The kid
mouse,
took the
so
shard
I can
down the
roll
lab.
outside
It's
the
still
screen.
got one good run in
And
store
that's
for
the
it.
thing I
All
do.
the rotten
I go
wood
outside
there
the
on
screen,
rails turn it into swamp.
so I can
Ever
win
tried dancing side to side
few
while
seconds.
while
It's
choking
not
on swamp weed?
it's not a
Neighbors
lot,
trying to prick you in the eye.
still a little improvement,
Well,
so
let me
it's
tell you, it
better
ain't
than
fun.
nothing. The tricky part is you have to find the right angle with the mouse, and after that you just spam space like that. Right now I can do it again like that. Can go outside the screen. But if you don't have the right angle, you'll fall. If you fall, it's not a big deal. Just have to do the same thing but with the mouse when the scroll is finished.
But then at last, it's the end of the
When
line.
the auto scroller
You'll
is
be
finished.
picking swamp weed out of those boots for days.
Here you can do almost the same thing, but because there's a little wooden wall, there's no point in doing that.
Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. At first he thinks it's
Okay.
Soph.
It
This
was the
is
wall
for you,
that
says the man.
soft-locked me,
The
because
lamb.
I felt and I couldn't go there.
When the kid comes to, the man's long gone. But something else is
Also
there.
soft-locked.
Well, what's the kid to do? He took the shard. He took the
So
head.
this time, because
took that
I'm not
note.
soft-locked, I can aim for a new PB. I just need to hope no
That
black
note cuts
screen
straight to the heart of
glitch.
things, don't it? It ain't too late to unlock
If I
the
have
potential
again
of this
black
place.
screen glitch, that's gonna be really annoying too, because
The memorial may
I'll
be finished,
fail.
but our part is far from over.
I'll fail. I will lose about 10 seconds. If I don't have this glitch, I can save
everything blew up in
almost
the
20
calamity.
seconds, because on my PB I
Why,
had the
Colford
glitch.
Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say
Oh,
it filled
perfect.
the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here, but we discovered other things
Oh, wow.
we're better off not knowing. All sorts of awful things.
That
crawling
was the
underfoot.
first time I had to use
Place as
turning
inhospitable as they come.
to heal me.
After all, when we looked down inside Colford Cauldron, we saw in there the heart of the world. The heart now laid bare by the calamity. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. But where there's one stink eye, there's always more. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's
come on.
waiting for him on the other side. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. With a
Okay.
good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron. from
One
the city,
fall, but
all the
still
fires
pretty
died
good
out.
Colford. I know it's not as good as
He
you read,
comes
but but
back
still,
looking like the inside of a
it's
chimney.
not bad.
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
Wow.
Can't rightly call Mount Zan a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now.
If I do
There's no place
pretty much
left for
the rest
beasts
of the game
wild to
good,
go.
I can aim for sub 15.
We only found that little rare because they found themselves a little shard. But they ain't yet prepared for our company.
No, I'll lose
Best thing
time
we can
here.
do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game. Not just ours. We just really need their shard. You don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
I'll lose a little bit of time here, I guess. It's not that hard, but I
We'll all
felt
be better off once the Bastion is
I was
complete.
lost for almost 1 second, so
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Oh no. I'm pretty surprised. It's okay.
Imagine everything you need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Burstone Quarry. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Not only are these rocks a source of life, keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. We found that the oldest ones remember things. Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? Might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news.
I always fail here.
All polished to a mirror sheen. The largest ones, you know as cores. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the
No
quarry?
jump.
We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomp many of our boys.
Fascinant is very funny because
Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall.
the narrator
Are you
text
all right?
isn't right. We talk first about the death of Sir Lunky, and after that
Kid
he
hears
talks
it,
about,
but he ain't about
yeah,
to be
there's a
disturbed.
problem here, it's Sir Lunky.
If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will. The next part's hard to talk about,
Okay.
no matter how many times I try. Say what you will about Zolf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen
Okay,
don't
one
much care
hit.
for pleasantries, though. They got inside the Bastion and
Hit
shut
me.
the door.
Another one.
Kid's gotta go in through the back.
Great.
No way out of this. Not
Maybe
without
too
a fight.
much.
Zolf showed them the way here. And here they came
Not was
to
tried.
take revenge. Unfortunately, they broke in. And they started digging their holes. Something wrong sprung out of those holes. And it's eating away this place. I couldn't stop them alone.
Oh, wow,
Kid no more.
wow.
The Ura.
Oh my god, I was so afraid.
They'd done what they aimed to do. Zolf's plan.
I
worked.
thought I soft-locked the game
We
again.
find each other.
If you
as the
die too
dust
fast,
settles.
the game is soft-locked.
Then I tell him why the Ura came.
That was perfect. Wow, I was
To
so
get
afraid.
us back. For the calamity.
That was perfect, nothing else.
It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zolf knew the whole story. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection.
Where's that fucking law?
One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from one of our people. It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut.
I really don't know how you
In a
could
flash.
kill him.
Just like that, every last Ura
Before
in the
the
tassel
scene.
tunnels will be
I
gone.
tried, but I never understand how you
But
can
Ven
do
didn't
it.
like being manipulated.
Not really important.
He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard. Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. It's strange. Feels
Oh,
like I told this part 1,000 times.
fast enough.
First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing.
It was fast enough.
The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. There's something we had to do before going after that last shard.
Wow, really fast. Okay, please,
Well,
no
now it's
black
personal,
screen glitch.
ain't it?
Please.
It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. They've got these conductors.
Wow, every time.
The place together. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on to their barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns.
Yes! No black screen glitch. It didn't follow me. So it's great. So 1 minute improvement right now.
You had
I'm
to see
pretty
if
sure of
everything
that.
Zolf wrote to you was true. Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.
What the fuck? Okay, guys. Sub 50
I
minutes.
can't hear him at all.
Let's aim for that.
He's too far away.
Sub 50 minutes. I want that. I want that fucking
he'll be
sub
all
50
right.
minutes.
The calamity hit the Tassel terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. All his old friends and family were there. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. You know what's funny? Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. Everything will be back to normal. Problem is,
It was
we'll
a
all be
pretty
gone.
slow first part. I can't do this, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like
I had a really good Turtle Terminals last time.
all
so.
of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. You follow me? Anyone you've ever heard?
Oh my god.
Everything you've ever done,
You're not supposed to
you
follow
could do
me.
it over. And wouldn't that be grand? I guess there's nothing more to say.
Don't die, don't die, don't die.
Who am I kidding? Look,
Okay, I was a little bit afraid to die
there's
right
something else.
now.
A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is
Okay, I want
I
that
don't
fucking sub 50, seriously.
you're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity, it's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go. Bastion does
Hans,
have an
if
function.
this happens,
Strictly
seriously, I'll
speaking,
become
if ever
mad.
the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off. Away from here. That way, all of us. You know Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Okay, perfect.
Zolf and the Ura. All they want now is to see the Bastion fall. He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
Ah. Okay.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter. It ain't a simple matter of pride either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home. Kid saved Zolf once, but I don't think he'd make the same mistake. I wouldn't. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. Although, after talking it over like this, guess I'm beginning to have my doubts.
It will be faster than the last time for the last part, but for the rest of the game, I'm not sure if I've done more or not.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now. He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days?
Yes, you can't die here.
Hey, kid. Get up, kid.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
Come on, that ain't funny. I say get
Yeah,
up.
get up.
That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally
I don't know.
finished.
I really don't know. Seriously, I can't say. I'm
Now,
not
there's
sure.
something I want you to
I'm
see.
not sure it will be sub 50. Seriously. I don't think so. I think I lost time here.
Welcome. to
Yeah,
the heart of the
I lost
Bastion.
time here.
I ain't one for long goodbyes, So here's the deal.
Oh.
Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors.
Oh.
We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions.
You made it.
Good to see you.
So bad. Still new fucking PB.
Oh, mother. And here I figured you'd had enough of me by now.
And good ending.
You could have undone the calamity itself. But instead, you want to stay in a world like this.
Oh, fuck.
I gotta admit, kid,
Wow.
I ain't yet put much thought in that idea. But carrying on with you here,
Thank you, Kitria.
we can't go back no more.
Thank you,
I suppose
Edrado.
we could
Thank you,
go
Hans. Thank you, Blood
Wherever
Otis.
we please.
Don't worry, I will never forget to say my place.
And if anyone's
Oh,
left out there, I sure would like to see the look in their faces when we dock this thing right on their doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?
Wow. It's so good to finally beat that fucking game. For one fucking minute improvement. I knew I could do that improvement for a long time, but I couldn't pull it off.